When the motion of a body is being considered, the letters u, v, a, and t, and s usually have the following meaning. U is initial velocity, v is final velocity, a is acceleration, t is time, and s is displacement. Now, by definition, acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. This means a equals v minus u divided by t. We can bring the t across and multiply with the a, and then that means at equals v minus u. And if we want to get v on its own, if we bring the minus u over, v equals u plus at. We can label this as equation number 1. Another definition, well, we know the distance is speed by time. So if there's two velocities, displacement then is average velocity times the time taken. Now, average velocity then would be u plus v over 2 times t. So this means that the displacement s then is just equal to u plus v over 2 times t. And we can label this as equation number 2. Now, next of all, we can replace this v with u plus at. So equation number 1, we had v equals u plus at, and we're going to substitute that into equation number 2. So we're just going to replace this v with u plus at. Now, adding together, you get 2u plus at, and if you multiply it by the 2, that gives 2ut plus at squared. Now, 2ut divided by 2 is just ut. And then at squared divided by 2 is at squared over 2, or that's just the same as a half at squared. So this means s equals ut plus a half at squared. Now finally, using equation number 1, if we square both sides, now v equals u plus at, and squaring both sides, this means v squared is u plus at to be squared. And that just means v squared is u plus at times u plus at. Now if we multiply this out, u by u gives u squared, u by at gives u at by u gives u at, and at by at gives a squared t squared. If we add the two terms in the middle, v squared is u squared plus 2u at plus a squared t squared. Now in a minute, I'd like to factorise out 2a out of the last two terms. I don't have a 2 here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 2. Okay, so next of all, I'm going to factorise out 2a out of the last two terms. If I take out this 2a, you're left with ut. If I take out this 2 and one of these a, you're left with at squared over 2, which is the same as a half at squared. So this means v squared is u squared plus 2a on ut plus a half at squared. Now we've seen this already, and this is just s. So this means v squared is u squared plus 2s. So we formulated 4 equations. So we're going to use these equations to look at these examples. A body starts from rest. This means that its initial velocity is 0. The acceleration is 5. We want to find the velocity after 4 seconds. U is 0, A is 5, T is 4, and we want to find out what V is. So we've got U, A, T, and V. V is the unknown. Now, equation number 1, we had v equals u plus at. So v equals u plus at uses these 4 variables. So this means then v is going to be 0 plus 5 times 4. So this means v equals 20 meters per second. Next of all, we want to find the distance travelled. We know what u is, we know what t is, we know what t is, and now we're looking to find out what s is. So we're going to use s equals ut plus a half at squared. U is 0, A is 5, T is 4, and we're looking for s. So this means s is going to be, now that's going to be 0, because u is 0, plus a half times 5 by 4 to be squared. 4 squared is 16, a half of 16 is 8, 8 by 5 is 40. So s equals 40 meters. Second example, a train is travelling at 20 meters per second as it approaches a station. What must its deceleration be for it to stop at the station, which is 200 meters away? So the initial velocity is 20. Now, if it stops at the station, that means its final velocity is 0, and s is 200. And what we're looking to find is the deceleration a. So u is 20, v is 0, S is 200, and we're looking to find out what A is. Now, if we use the equation V squared equals U squared plus 2S, V is 0, so 0 squared equals U is 20 squared plus 2 times A is the unknown times S, which is 200. So this means 0 is going to equal 400 plus 2A by 20 is 400A. If you bring the 400A across and subtract, this means minus 400A equals 400. And then dividing 400 by minus 400, this means A equals minus 1 meters per second squared. In part 2 then, we want to find the time taken. So we know U is 20, we know V is 0, we now know A is minus 1, and we want to find out what the time t is. So if we use V equals U plus AT, because we know U is 20, V is 0, A is minus 1, and we're looking to find out what time is. So this means 0 is going to be 20 plus minus 1 times t. So 0 equals 20 minus t, and that means t equals 20 seconds.